bringing you the latest from Utah State University's Uinta Basin Regional Campus. This is Aggie Update. Now, here's your host, Bob Peterson.
Thanks for joining us today. On this week's show, we've invited Eve Opre-Nichols with us.
Yep.
Did I get that right?
You did, yes.
Eve is a wonderful student now at USU, and it's always fun to invite students as guests here in the program because she's got a great story, and I wanted just to have you kind of help introduce yourself to our audience. I want to first say that I met Eve at her previous employer, and at the time, you know, we were talking about engaging in a university experience, and you were thinking about it, and months have passed, and now you're there.
Yeah.
So let's back up though and tell people where you're from. And it's incredible now, you know, working at a university and seeing a lot of people move in who are from out of the area. But I don't think I've visited with anybody that's been way out of the area. So
yeah.
Tell us where you're from. A little bit more about you, Eve.
Okay, from Scotland. I was born in a town called Glasgow, and my family moved me to a small village called Bar Hill, which is in the middle of nowhere.
Bar Hill.
Bar Hill.
Okay.
And I lived there for 22 years. And since I was 17, I'd been coming over for summers to Colorado. And I'd just been coming over for different things. And when I was 20, I was spending the summer there again, and I met my future husband there. And so, yeah.
And so, voila, he accepts a job here in the Vernal area, working and married. And now the time's right to come to school. So you were about ready to accept, you were going to enter a school in Scotland.
Yeah, I was accepted to a university there for the nursing program.
For the nursing program there prior to meeting Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, yes.
And so Mr. Wright came along here in Vernal, and how long did it take you to find that the university and the technology college offered your program?
I think it was about 5 months. And then I wasn't really looking, I was just trying to settle into the town and find out what it's all about.
To settle into the town.
Settle.
Oh, settle into town.
Settle.
I'm having a harder time than probably our audience is. So you got a beautiful accent.
Thank you.
So you've been married how long?
7 years.
7 years, and you have still a lot of family back in Scotland.
All my family's back home.
How's the transition been? What are some of the unique things about the United States? And you told me that growing up you always wanted to come to the States to visit.
Yeah. I always wanted to visit.
Did you know you were going to live here?
I did not. My plans were to be a nurse in Britain, but then life happens and I found myself living here, and it's taken me some time to settle in. You know, the lot of cultural differences, and like just going to the store is a huge difference. You call things different things, and probably the biggest mistake I made was, you know when you go into someone's house and you say homey. We say homely, and I found that was a bad thing.
Gosh, this is certainly homely here. That's not good.
No, and so I learned that the hard way, but I did not mean like what you mean as homely.
Any other particulars that?
For the longest time, I didn't know you had a certain vegetable here, but then I found out you called it rutabaga, and we just call it swede back home.
Swede. Huh, rutabaga, Swede. Wow.
Yep.
Big difference. Big difference. And the people?
They're different.
Yeah.
For example, like back home, they're not really into customer service. In America is. And so back home, you don't ask someone how you're doing if you don't know them, because you'll literally get the response, "You do not know me."
How dare you ask me that because you don't know me? You don't have the right to ask me
pretty
that.
Pretty much.
Here, we ask people how they're doing, and no matter how they're doing, they're going to say fine and go on. So we may not be exactly honest ourselves sometimes. Well, it's great to have you here in the Uinta Basin, particularly talking about USU. Probably miss your family.
I do.
And have you been back to visit with them?
I have, yeah.
Had them over to visit you?
Yes, whenever I had my son, my mom and dad made their first trip out here. So that was nice.
Good. So you and your husband and one son?
And one son.
When we come back, we're going to visit more with Eve and talk to her about her USU experience and the nursing program that seems a very popular choice here in the Uinta Basin for our students. We'll be right back.
At Utah State University, we understand your priorities because we live in the same communities. We realize you don't want to give up what you love to get what you need. That's why we offer over 40 quality degree programs in communities throughout Utah.
Welcome back to Aggie Update. We're joined here today with Eve Opre-Nichols. Takes me a little while, Eve, I'm getting it. Opre-Nichols, say it fast, right?
Eve Opre-Nichols.
Eve Opre-Nichols, okay. Eve is from Scotland, and it's nice to have you join us, and she was talking to us a little bit about her history in Scotland and the transition over to the Uinta Basin. The United States and the Uinta Basin. Eve, you're attending a program here in the Uinta Basin, the nursing program. That's really it is the Applied Technologies program, and they help put together the LPN program. Then following the LPN, and many of our students know this, the Utah State University Eastern Utah then helps teach the RN. Correct. So you're right in the middle, you're right before both of those phases where you're taking prerequisites at USU. How's that experience been? It's
been good. It's been, the teachers are so friendly, they help you whenever you need help, and it's been great.
It's one of our popular areas, and we have, the classes you're in, particularly the biology courses, are mostly full because there's still a demand to get into the nursing program. So we're talking about physiology, microbiology, and anatomy, which are kind of the three big classes that students are taking for the prerequisites to get into the LPN program. Some hard courses. Challenging.
They are challenging.
You were studying this morning for one of them.
Yes, I was. At 7:30, I went in to study for an anatomy exam. And when you haven't been in school for a long time, it takes a while to get back into it.
Yeah. So we make use of some wonderful adjunct professors. Who are you taking right now?
It's Leanne Jolly.
Leanne Jolly. We also have Dr. Kwok and Dr. Jones, who many of our area residents know, and area physicians. So you get some really good instruction from some people who know what they're doing.
Yes, it's nice.
Besides those three classes, there's psychology and I believe a nutrition class. So those make up the 5 prerequisite courses that students, when they come to USU and they're inquiring about the nursing program, that they take prior to their acceptance into the technology college. So it's a great marriage, if you will, between the technology college and the university as far as obtaining a nursing certificate. Yeah. And a lot of students, even I imagine you will too, as you get the prerequisites, you go through the program, you may very well work toward an associate degree with the university, which means she can tie up all those classes and a few other general ed classes into a degree from USU. So very popular. And what are your hopes to do when you're out of the program?
When I grow up?
When you grow up.
When I grow up, I hope to be an RN, and that's what I'm hoping to do.
And you have a particular area that you'd like to be in?
Either pediatrics or hospice.
Good.
So yeah.
Good. So the new buildings, they've been nice. When you moved in at the right time, didn't you?
I really did. Yeah, they're really nice buildings.
And the ability to access both of them, whether you're at the Bingham building or the Williams building, UBATC, USU building, there's so many names.
I know, that's the part that I'm getting used to.
Would you have any suggestions or advice, Eve, on in the last minute or so with potential students who have in mind perhaps a nursing emphasis?
I would definitely, go in with your eyes open. Make sure you're organized when you're going in. Don't wait till last minute to sign up for classes, because as you said, they fill up fast. And just study hard.
Study hard, put in the time, and one thing, time passes, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Before you know it, one semester's over and you're taking another one. Class sizes, again, are about how many?
I think there's about 13, perhaps, in my class.
And we have all the way up, I think a lot of those laboratory classes will take about 25 students. And so usually we fill those because we have that much of a need. So it's great to have you here. Welcome to the United States and Utah and the Uinta Basin.
Thank you.
So neat to welcome somebody like Eve who from out of the area has moved in. So it's good to have you. We'll see you around for a little while longer.
Yep, you will.
For more information about USU's nursing prerequisite courses, be sure to join us on our website at uintabasin.usu.edu. That's all for now on Aggie Update. We'll see you next time.